In a small village nestled between rolling hills and vast meadows lived a young artist named Lyra. Her cottage, humble yet cozy, stood at the edge of the village, where the trees whispered in the wind and the stars sparkled brightly above. Lyra had always been captivated by the world of colors. The sunrises, with their soft hues of pink and orange, and the golden sunsets that bathed the earth in warmth, all found their place on her canvas. Yet, despite her talent, Lyra's heart carried a weight, an ache of doubt that she couldn't shake. No matter how much she painted, there was always a feeling of something missing. Her brushes were guided by skill, but her heart, it seemed, could not find its true voice. Each painting, although beautiful, felt empty, like a puzzle with pieces that didn't fit. She spent hours in her little cottage, surrounded by unfinished works, staring at blank canvases, unsure of what to create. The colors, so vibrant when they first touched the canvas, eventually faded to dull shades of frustration. On one such night, Lyra stood before her latest attempt, a painting that felt more like an obligation than a passion. The moon was full and cast a silver light over the world, filling the air with an almost magical stillness. As Lyra gazed out the window, she sighed, feeling the weight of her doubts settle deeper within her. The moon, so bright and perfect in its place, seemed to mock her inability to create something truly meaningful. She turned away from the window and began to put her brushes away, thinking that maybe, just maybe, it was time to let go of her dreams. But just as she reached for the last jar of paint, a sudden glimmer caught her eye. She looked out into the garden, where the moonlight kissed the earth. Beneath the towering branches of an ancient oak tree, something glimmered, a paintbrush, glowing faintly as though it had been waiting for her. Lyra stepped outside, curiosity tugging at her every step. Kneeling beside the tree, she reached out and gently took the brush into her hands. The moment her fingers made contact with it, she felt a warmth, an energy that pulsed from the brush itself. It was unlike anything she had ever felt before. Feeling a surge of curiosity, Lyra took the brush back inside. She sat down in front of her easel, feeling a strange pull in her heart. With the full moon watching from above, she dipped the brush into her paints and began to move it across the canvas. The moment the bristles touched the fabric, a soft, golden glow enveloped the painting. It was as though the brush had come alive, guiding her hand. Colors swirled and danced across the canvas in ways that felt beyond her control, as if the brush itself knew what it was meant to create. Suddenly, the scene on the canvas shifted. A figure began to appear, a tall, stoic man, his face wise with age. He stepped out of the painting, his robes swaying gently as he looked at Lyra with knowing eyes. "Hello, Lyra," he said in a voice both gentle and deep. "We have been waiting for you," Lyra gasped, stepping back in astonishment. What is happening?" she stammered, her voice trembling with both fear and awe. The old man smiled, his eyes twinkling. "You called us into being," he explained. "We are not mere creations of paint. We are the embodiments of your imagination, your dreams, your doubts. You have the power to bring us to life with your brush, and in doing so, you will discover the strength you need." As Lyra stood frozen, another figure emerged from the canvas. A warrior, her armor gleaming with silver and gold. "I am the embodiment of your courage," the warrior spoke, her voice clear and strong. "And you, Lyra, have the courage to create, but you must trust in your ability." The warrior extended her hand to Lyra. "Take my hand, and let me show you the power that lies within you." Hesitant at first, Lyra reached out and took the warrior's hand. The moment she did, she felt a surge of confidence, a sense of power flowing through her, as though she had tapped into something ancient and infinite. The warrior led her back to the canvas, where the figure of a graceful dancer appeared, spinning elegantly in the swirling colors. "This is your flow," the dancer spoke softly. "The rhythm of your creativity, the dance between your thoughts and your heart. When you find your flow, you will create without fear." The dancer twirled in the air, her movements graceful and fluid, and Lyra watched in awe. As she observed, she felt the tension in her chest begin to ease. The doubt that had held her back for so long seemed to dissipate, replaced by an inner peace. She knew, deep down, that the secret to her art wasn't about perfection. It was about trusting herself, embracing her unique gifts, and allowing them to flow freely. But before Lyra could process everything, a final figure emerged. a young girl, radiating warmth and light. The girl looked at Lyra with kind eyes. "This is your light," she said. "The inner spark that you have hidden, waiting for you to acknowledge it. Embrace it, and you will never be lost again." Lyra felt a warmth spread through her chest as she looked into the girl's glowing eyes. She understood now. The doubt, the fear, the hesitation, it was all a part of the process. She didn't need to have all the answers. She didn't need to be perfect. She just needed to trust her own voice. With newfound clarity, Lyra returned to her canvas, her hands steady as she picked up the magical brush once more. This time, the strokes were confident, sure. The colors flowed freely, unhindered by doubt. The characters in her painting cheered her on, encouraging her to keep going. As she worked, the painting came alive, not just with images, but with the essence of who she was, a reflection of her creativity, her light, and her heart. By the time the moon began to dip below the horizon, Lyra had completed her masterpiece. It wasn't just a painting, it was a testament to her journey, a reminder that creativity comes from within, that self-expression is a powerful force, and that she had the courage to trust herself. The figures on the canvas, her guides, smiled proudly at her, their presence now a part of her own heart. From that night on, Lyra's art spread far and wide, known not for its technical brilliance, but for its soul. People were drawn to the stories her paintings told, the stories of self-doubt, of embracing one's true voice, and of the courage to create without fear. And as for Lyra, she never again questioned her place in the world of art. She had found her voice, and it was louder and clearer than ever before. And so, under the light of the full moon, Lyra's creations continued to bloom, each one a reflection of her journey, her trust in herself, her embrace of her own creativity, and the power that comes from expressing one's true self. This story highlights the importance of trusting in one's own creativity and the strength that comes from embracing personal expression. It is a reminder that our unique gifts are worth embracing, and when we do, we unlock the power to create great things.